Hello and welcome back to the channel, Say What's Real TV. This review is for Sistas Season 5, Episode 8, Push to the Limit. So we open up the episode where we left off last week. Jonah had just slapped Danny because Danny was talking about how small his penis was. Hey, it is what it is. If your thing little, it's just little. Deal with it, brother. So he hit her and Danny is like, I know this not happening. I know you didn't just put your hands on me. And he's looking like, yeah, this is happening. So he looks at her and says, talk that shit now, and spits in her face. I said, oh my God, he is so disgusting and it looks so gross. I said, he gots to go. He is gross. He's nasty as hell. Danny wiped that mess up off her face and oh my God. So she gets up and tries to run, but I don't know if she was trying to escape or try to go run and get a weapon. And I'm like, Danny, first of all, why don't you have a weapon, girl, in your room somewhere, under the pillow, under the mattress, by the nightstand, a bat, a knife, a gun, girl, anything, some mace, all them raggedy behind dudes you be bringing up in there, and you don't have nothing? Girl, you got to do better than that. First of all, stop bringing them to your goddamn house, because I'm still mad that you even brought Jonah to your house. I'm still mad about that. But that's neither here nor there right now. We fighting for our life right now. But we wouldn't be if you wouldn't have brought his little raggedy ass in there with his little penis behind. But yeah, girl, you need to get some weapons up in the piece so you can have some protection. So anyway, he chases her down and proceeds to slap her around and make her apologize and all of that. So after a few more threats and a couple of more slaps, he ends up leaving her and she follows behind him out the door to go to his car, and she picks something up and starts beating his ass with it. And he's trying to hurry up and get in the car, and she's steady wailing on his ass. He gets in there, she starts busting the windows out. Just Danny done blacked out and going ballistic on that ass. She jumped in her car, cranked it up, and I don't know why he was still sitting there. Maybe he was licking his wounds from them hits he took from her, but he just was sitting his ass there. I didn't understand that. So she got in her car and she proceeded to ram her car into his car on the side he was sitting on the driver's side. And I guess after the impact of the hit, it was as if she came back to reality and just screamed like, oh my God, like she could not believe she had just went through all that bullshit. Like, girl, that is crazy. So later on in the episode, I guess it's the next day, and Danny goes to Andy's job. And of course, she's visibly shaken. You could tell she's been crying. She has on these big shades. She also has on her work clothes. So the receptionist, she goes up there. She asks for Andy. The receptionist tells her Andy's not in. So she asks for Fatima. The lady calls Fatima, and Fatima is like, you mean she's asking for me? Like, are you sure she asking for me? They going through this whole rigmarole, and the receptionist lady is basically trying to let Fatima know, look, you might want to come check on this. Like, forget all of that. Just come check on her. So Fatima, she does end up coming out or whatever to see about her. And when she sees her, she realizes something's not right. She takes her in Andy's office and sit her down. And, Danny, she's crying, and she wants her to call Andy. So Fatima steps out of the office to make the phone call, and Andy just so happens to be coming up. She tells her Danny's sitting in her office, and she's not looking too hot. Andy runs in there to see about her, and she's like, look, everything's going to be all right. Andy's thinking it has something to do with Sabrina and tells her she's been calling her all day because she has been. But then she couldn't get an answer. But child, Danny ain't no more bit thought about Sabrina. She had too much going on to be worried about Sabrina. So she was like, what is wrong? What's wrong? So Danny, she's crying, and she was like, I killed someone. And Andy's looking like, well, who did you kill? Like, and of course, it goes off like that. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so it's apparently the next day, and so I'm kind of confused as to what happened after she ran into Jonah's car. So if she thinks Jonah is dead, did you call the police, Danny? Did the police come out? If you did not call the police, where is Jonah's body? Because apparently something happened because you went in the house, apparently went to sleep overnight, got up to go to work because you're fully dressed to go to work. Even though you're shaking up, you look like you headed straight to work. Girl, I would have been calling in. Like, where we do that at? You go to Andy, you tell her you need a lawyer. Like, we need some answers. And what do you guys think about her being able to claim self-defense? Because I don't think she can claim self-defense in the real world, because even though he initiated the fight and attacked her and beat her up, it was a self-defense because she literally followed him outside, beat his ass up, and once he got into his car, they could technically say that the threat had left you. He left your house and was in his car, and you got in your car and went towards the threat for the incident to happen. So I don't know if she would be able to claim self-defense, but hey, I could be wrong. What do you guys think? So nothing else really too much happened like that was really popping in this episode. It was kind of like a filler episode. And we had Mama Lisa confronting Karen about the conception dates and the calculating of that. And Karen basically told her she's done it before. She knows how to do it. That's why she know that this baby belongs to Zach. I'm like, child, please. We had Gary. He spent the night over there with Andy, and he's over there trying to stay in her house while she go to work. And she's like, no, brother, you gonna have to leave up out of here. I know that's right. And he's like, well, why I gotta leave somewhere that I paid for? I'm like, child, get your ass out that girl house. So he goes and take a shower. So when he goes to take a shower, she goes back in his jacket pocket where the papers were and starts reading through them some more instead of just taking some pictures, you know, as she go. Flick, click, click, click. That's all she had to do. So that was that. We saw Zach and Fatima. They waking up. Zach want to talk. I don't know. He's waking up talking about Karen and want to know all of this and that. I'm like, Zach, don't nobody want to be talking about no Karen, child. So he basically asked her out on a date and she accepted. So maybe we getting ready to get a engagement or whatever. Robin confronted Hayden's raggedy ass about the email that he sent about Andy in Paris and told him that he has CIA connections. So it was traced back to him and he knows it was him, and that's his third strike. If anything else pops off, he will be fired. Hayden sitting there smirking, trying to hold in his little laugh or whatever, like he think everything, like he just so cocky, he just gets on my nerve. He goes and later on and call Gary and try to tell Gary that he found out, that Robin found out about the email, and Gary basically didn't give a damn. Gary laughing and joking about it, telling him he better watch what he say over the phones. And Gary just really didn't care. We see that what's her name? Andy and Fatima had a conversation at work, and Fatima did tell her that she went over to Zach's house, not Zach's, to Karen's house where Zach was at the little meeting, and they got some things off their chest or whatever, and she told her that she did like Mama Lisa, and Mama Lisa pretty much nipped the stuff in the bud and all of that. So Andy told her that she hasn't been able to get in contact with the judge that Madam set her up with. So Fatima did a quick little 1, 2, 3 text or whatever. And before you know it, the judge was calling Andy and letting Andy know that she can go see Sabrina that same day around 5 o'clock. So she was like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. We saw later on that Karen finally did make it to the shop. Her mama did let her go to the shop, but her mama was right there with her. So she finally got to see Pam and Andy, and Andy still didn't tell Karen that Sabrina in jail. So Karen still does not know that Sabrina is in jail. And then Mama Lisa get this phone call and come to find out it's Aaron calling, talking about he gonna take care of Karen for her, help take care of her. So I'm like, well, how did he get her phone number? Now, just last week, they was in there talking about they something fishy about him. Now, all of a sudden, they got his phone. He calling her like he the son-in-law. I'm like, child, this thing just all over the place. So anyway, that's all I got for that. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.